Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with our Friday review. Excited to be able to bring you a brand new Friday review, recapping the best of the week. Hopefully you've been tuning in to the Cabral concept this past week. A lot of fun shows. I will be recapping those. I'll also be going over a brand new book that I just ordered myself after our Monday Mindset Monday show. So if you didn't tune into the Mindset Monday show, I'm not gonna recap that show too much, but this book actually goes much more in depth. So if you're inspired by that show, this book by Greg Braden will take you even deeper. Then I've got some natural wart remedies. So I've given one or two of these remedies in the past, but there's now so many more people coming forward saying this, and this works for warts. It's all natural. I want you to try it out if you're someone that deals with warts, while remembering that warts also can be an immune viral stress issue. And so you do want to work on the natural immune system as well. All right. Then the last research, we'll be going over vitamin D and its specific link to a childhood-based imbalance. And again, I'm really looking forward to bringing you more research on that. But before we get to all that, let's go over what's been going on, what's been happening this week. So today, this show is coming to you on June 25th. And this is the week of our summer detox. So every single season, hopefully you've been joining us now. We've been doing this since about 2017 as a community. Literally every 12 weeks, we do what I honestly believe is the closest thing we have to the fountain of youth, which is supporting the body through a seasonal functional medicine detox that works on wellness, weight loss if you need it, healthy weight loss, anti-aging, and incorporates intermittent fasting, autophagy, meal timing, balancing healthy levels of inflammation, hormones, blood sugar, and so much more. So that's why, honestly, you don't always want to do a functional medicine detox. You don't always want to do some liquid fast days. You don't always want to do those things. But the truth is that a lot of the things with the greatest benefit of life take work. They take effort. They really do. And they're not always convenient, and they're not at the right time of the year. And I get it. I understand it. I am there as well. But I always try to go back to my why. It's like, okay, I did this the very first week of April. Why am I doing it now for the summer? Well, I'm doing it for the summer because I can go back to the research. I can say, this is what it helps with. This is what it helps with. Everyone always waits till they're sick or something's wrong until they start to do things for their health. So I always go back to that because I was an unhealthy kid and now I'm a healthy adult. So it's great. Now I get to keep myself healthy. That's a big one. But also I love the summer detox because this one in particular, it's right after Father's Day. It's having that little cheat meal or weekend, for Father's Day, enjoying myself. And then also saying, listen, I've got 2 great months ahead of me, July and August. And if you've lived in the Northeast, or if you've ever lived in the Northeast, you know that you've got about 8 solid weeks of summer. That's about it. And if you live in Maine, like I spend most of my summer, those last 2 weeks of August feel a whole lot like fall. So, you have to enjoy it. And so what I do is I'm like, all right, this is the official kickoff right before 4th of July. So this detox ends Sunday night, technically Monday morning, right? For when you get back in transition. Definitely check out the podcast, How Not to Retox After a Detox, if you haven't, so you don't let it all go back. But it'll be the 28th. So I have people coming up to visit starting on like that evening of July 1st, because 4th of July is that Sunday. So that's why I scheduled it this way, because now we basically have 4 or 5 days before a lot of people begin to celebrate the July 4th weekend here, at least in the United States. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know our friends over in Australia, you're on the opposite seasons, but again, we do it every 12 weeks for every season. So no matter where you live, the seasons are changing. So that's why we do it. Again, I could be, again, happier to be able to share this one thing that if you do nothing else, completing the 7, 14, or ideally if you've never done it before, 21-day detox is absolutely life-changing. I mean, it really is. And this summer, I kind of set a goal for myself. I like to maintain a weight that's about 5 pounds to 7 pounds heavier than I am for the summer. So the summer is at my leanest, and then I don't like to maintain that all year round because I'm too confined for what I'm able to eat in terms of like carbohydrates and all that. So I like the detox to just take away 5 pounds, and then I just maintain that for the summer. So that's how I look at it too, is like a one body transformation goal that I typically don't use with any other season, but I do it for the summer. And of course, I'm always working on anti-aging autophagy. And so that's that. So anyway, I hope that you have been joining us, or you are joining us every single day inside of CabralSupportGroup.com. It's a free private Facebook group. We share what's going on during the detox. We offer support, coaching there. So hopefully you've been joining us. All right, what else is going on? One more thing I wanted to share with you. One more or two more? No, there are two more. So let's make the first one about the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. So believe it or not, another month is coming to a close. And with that, we're inviting in our new June-based class for our integrative health practitioners. Again, this is study on your own, go at your own pace. There's no pressure from us as to when you have to get your certified health coaching certificate to become a certified health coach. But we do start our June class. It ends by the end of this month. We invite you in. We have a bonus this month of the free omega-3 testing. Everybody should know their omega-3 to omega-6 inflammatory base level. So that's completely free. Right now, when you sign up for level 1 and level 2 over at ihp.coach or integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Same website, just one's a shortened version, takes you to the same place. And also super excited because we kicked off IHP Mastery this month, which will be our last class of 2021. That is a live program, and it's invite only. So it means basically you have to already be a part of IHP to join IHP Mastery. If you're a part of IHP, you want to learn more about Mastery for 2022, well, of course, you can always contact us inside the Facebook group, private Facebook group for IHP, or by email as well. All right, now over in the global functional medicine practice, where in 2018, I took my Boston practice and I said, hey, we are completely booked. We're seeing 20,000 appointments a year. What if we could bring this online and now reach people all over the world, not just in Boston, Massachusetts? And that's exactly what we did. And at first, it was simply teaching people about the functional medicine detox and some of our protocols. And then about 6 months later, we added a couple labs. And then it just has grown over the years to where now in 2021 and beyond, we have everything we do as a private practice online over at equi.life. That's Equalife. That is our global natural health-based practice, helping people all over the world. We do consultations all over the world, and we ship labs, protocols, scientifically backed nutritional supplements to 30 countries around the world. And right now, we've been really breaking new ground this year, and we are offering a brand new test over at Equalife. It is the female hormone test that is estrogen and progesterone levels, an amazing test to make sure that you are balanced, and the best time to run that test is about 7 days, 5 to 7 days before menstruation, if you have a menstrual cycle. And if you don't have a menstrual cycle, you can run it at the time of the most symptoms. So whether you are currently missing your menstrual cycle or you are postmenopausal, you can run it any time of any particular month where you have the most symptoms. And it's a simple saliva test. So that's estrogen and progesterone, super important, because if you don't know about estrogen dominance, please do search my podcast for estrogen dominance. It may give you an insight as to why you have the bloating sometimes, the water retention, the adult acne, the oily skin, the lower mood, etc. And then we also have a male hormone test, which is DHEA and testosterone. And if you've been suffering from lower mood, lower libido, losing muscle tone, no drive, no energy, then that's a great one to do as well. Now, men can run the female hormone test and women can run the male hormone test. We're not saying that you can't. It's just when you typically do these two particular hormone tests, that is what you're looking at. So each one is a separate test. They are lower cost tests, which is great. They're $129, and they are simple saliva tests that you just do one morning. You just spit into a tube, ship it back to the lab. You'll get the results in about 3 to 4 weeks, and you'll actually get a 30-minute consultation, so a health coaching call with our Equalife certified integrative health practitioner. So absolutely amazing. And that will, of course, come with a plan. But you, this week, don't have to purchase it for $129 if you choose not to. You can actually get it completely free right now while supplies last. This is limited to 500 total labs, 250 for the female, 250 for the male. Again, this is completely free on all qualifying orders over at Equalife over $199. So get another lab that you were looking at, get a protocol you were looking at, get your daily foundational protocol level 2 or level 3, and you're going to get that lab included. So pretty amazing. You can check it out right now over at equa.life. All right, now onto the podcast recap. We are going over our Mindset Motivation Monday, which was episode 1963, if I'm not mistaken. That was the missing 2 lines from the Bible on asking and receiving. If you didn't check that out, I love teaching on this. I know that it's not typical from, a doctor, an integrative health practitioner to be teaching on these topics, but I've just seen in my own life and the lives of many others, how you can transform your life if you understand certain subconscious-based principles. And again, I don't know that I would have gotten better completely if I hadn't also transformed my brain as well as my body. And when I teach the de-stress protocol in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect, 3 parts of that are based on the mind. It's that important, right? Because your psychology does affect your physiology as well. All right, episode 1964. On Tuesday, we went over debunking the debunkers about toxins and detoxing myths. So that was a really fun show. I just basically broke down all of the science as to now you don't have to deal with people saying, oh, I don't know if this is legitimate or not. I literally went through all of the science showing how the human body can no longer keep up with all the toxins in the environment. And all scientific PubMed studies, all linked up there. On Wednesday, we went over what breaks a fast and what doesn't break a fast. Plain and simple. You have questions about, can I eat this? Can I drink this? Or will it break my fast? I went over all that. On Thursday, we did a little bonus show, which was a lot of fun. Instead of a Conversations with Cabral or a Training Thursday, we went all about CBD oil, cannabinoids, and not just the benefits of CBD, but actually the benefits of other cannabinoids that we're finding out about, like CBG and CBCA, like all the different forms. So it's pretty phenomenal, and I'm really happy to be able to bring you that updated research as well. That was episode 1966. All podcasts can be found at stephencabral.com/podcast. stephencabral.com/podcast. It's the end of the week when I'm rolling from one topic into the other. But we're now onto our product reviews, and I've got a couple great ones for you. This one actually came, again, I keep my mind open to everything. I've had water testing sources in the past. Didn't really love them, didn't really like the readouts. This one's fantastic. So I have to thank one of our health coaches, Jessica, and I have to thank her client, who I don't have the name of, but they introduced us to this new water score test. This one is much simpler than the ones I've used in the past, and it's called mytapscore.com. So if we head on over to mytapscore.com, and again, I'm going to put this on my resources page, and all product reviews and all the different links for research today will be at stephencabral.com/1967. But what you can do is you can actually choose what type of water you want to test. Now, first of all, why would you want to test your water? Here's why. If it's drinking water, what are we looking for? All sorts of different chemicals from the environment, heavy metals, volatile organic compounds, etc., things that you don't want to be taking in, right? That we always find out in the evening news, oh, this city is now contaminated with this, that, and the other thing. Just the other day, here where I'm living right now, we found out that we had excess levels of bacteria in the water. Now, luckily for us, we are always using a water filter in our shower, my girl's bath, and then, of course, our drinking water. But so many people are not. And so it's nice to be able to test. So they give you 4 options. Your city water, which is what I test. Groundwater, like if you have a well, you can test that. And then there's specialized tests for specific contaminants that you might be wanting to look at. All right, so when I click on the city water, it gives you 3 options. Essential water test, which is the one that I'm recommending. This is $129. Looks like typically $139. I will try to see if I can get you a discount. If I can get our community a discount, well, I'd love to get the discount myself because I'm going to be purchasing this. it'll be at episode 1967. So this looks at physical parameters. It looks at toxic metals. It looks at nitrates, and it looks at chlorine and chloramine. Excuse me. And then if you do a $100 upgrade, you're looking at all the same ones plus the plastic pipe chemicals. So if you have plastic pipes leading to your house, it's going to look for plastics as well. Polyethylene is one of the main ones. It'll look for those chemicals. And then it also looks for trihalomethanes. And trihalomethanes are actually contaminants. Contaminants. I don't think that's the proper word. Stumbling over my words here. That's okay. But basically toxins in your water that are created from chlorine byproducts as well. And when they start to mix with methane-based gases, they create greater volatile compounds. So that's an upgrade. That's called the Advanced City Water Test. And then there's also one for radioactive particles. If you're worried, if you're anywhere near a dumping site and you're worried about radioactive particles, there's an extended city water test as well. No affiliation with this company. I'd love to be able to see if I can get you a discount. Not sure if I can, but I will certainly link up their website, and I will put it on my resources page as well at stephencabral.com/resources, where all my water filters are that I recommend. Again, these are all third-party companies, and I will put this water test there as well. Okay, so that's that. And again, it's a really nice readout too. So I was kind of going through the readout. You're looking at 4 or 5 dozen different contaminants they test for, but they also test for fun things as well. Like it will look at the alkalinity of your water. It will look at the calcium carbonate. It will look at total dissolved solids. So it looks at other minerals, healthy minerals too. It looks at zinc and it looks at your electrolytes. So it's a great test. I really do like it. I think it's going to be a great one for many people to test out their water. And starting at $129 is not a bad deal to be able to mail that away and have that tested. All right, so that is that. I will link it up. Now, next up, I wanted to go over a book that I just purchased myself. So Monday's episode was going over essentially the 2 missing lines from the Bible on asking and receiving to get better results. Of course, when you put your beliefs out there, when you ask for something in your life, what are the better odds to be able to get it using the law of frequency, the law of vibration, and really looking out into, well, how the world of quantum physics and quantum mechanics works. And that I've talked about on previous podcasts, but using yourself as a vibratory being in order to be able to bring forth and manifest that what you want. Now, it's not as easy as saying, oh, I believe in this or I want that and I'm going to get it. I don't believe that it works like that. And now we're finding out even from the ancient Aramaic text that we talked about that that's not what they said to do either. So hopefully you tune into that show. But a lot of this work was taken from Gregg Braden, and he's been teaching for a long time. This book actually came out 20 years ago, and it's called The Isaiah Effect, Decoding the Lost Science of Prayer and Prophecy. And I'm going to link it up. I just purchased it myself, so I can't give you a full rundown on it. However, the information that I gave you on Monday, again, if you wanted to go deeper, and I like people to be able to go deeper, this is the book where a lot of this was taken from. So if you love going deeper on this particular topic, then I wanted to share this with you. And it's called The Isaiah Effect, Decoding the Lost Science of Prayer and Prophecy by Gregg Braden. And I am going to link that up today as well at stephencabral.com/1967. All right, now on to the research. Natural health remedies for warts. Well, I've given you before a very interesting one where people would take a banana peel, they would cut it to just above or just larger than the size of the wart itself, and then they would tape it to and over the wart using the inside of the peel against the wart. And they would keep it on for a week, maybe longer if they needed to, and they would find that the wart actually was gone. Now you can replace that banana, of course, every day, every couple days if you want for the inside, using the inside of that peel. And you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have tried that before. I've never personally tried it. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that have tried that before, and it's actually got rid of the warts. Now, at the beginning of the show, I did say that warts do have a lot to do with stress, immune-based stress, and viral-based load in the body. So you just want to make sure that you are doing things like the immunity protocol and you are working on your overall immune system besides just the external fixes as well. But another one that I got was applying apple cider vinegar or iodine once to twice a day to the affected area. Then another one was dandelion weed, actually breaking apart the yellow part of the dandelion, squeezing out, from the stem, squeezing out the sap and applying it to the wart once or twice a day. And most of these take about 2 weeks to get rid of them. As I said before, the inside of the banana peel, you want to put that on daily. Garlic was another one. Crushing a clove of garlic and then again taping it over the wart itself. The next one was using fresh pineapple and rubbing it on the wart daily for 2 weeks. The last one was potato. To cut a small piece of the potato, this is a raw potato, and placing it over that wart, whether rubbing it on a couple times a day or actually taping it over there. Again, there's not a lot of science to back these things up, but if I take you through the iodine, the apple cider vinegar, the garlic, the pineapple, those are actually very acidic-based foods. Now, as they say, as it comes into the body, since they're loaded with minerals, that can actually be alkaline to the tissues. However, that acidity could actually act as an acid peel to the wart itself. It might be one reason as they work. The other, many of these contain all natural enzymes. So if we're taking just the pineapple, it contains bromelain. Bromelain could be an enzyme that helps to dissolve and eat away at the wart itself. So if you know science as to why these things work, if you have any scientific data, I would love to hear from you in the comments. That would be amazing. But just know that each one of these have worked for people for warts, and you may want to give it a shot yourself. All right, last research study for the day is on autism and a link between vitamin D and autism in boys. As we know from the scientific research, autism does affect more boys than it does girls. And we're going to take a little look at the research as to maybe why. So it says, autism spectrum disorder is 3 times more common in boys than girls. A pregnant woman's vitamin D deficiency causes an increase in testosterone in male fetuses and in maternal blood and amniotic fluid. Excessive exposure of the developing brain to sex hormones such as testosterone is considered to be an underlying cause of autism. Vitamin D deficiency could explain how excess exposure occurs. In a study of mice, vitamin D given during pregnancy completely prevented autism-like traits in offspring. And this was done at Queensland Brain Institute in Australia, St. Lucia, Australia, and published in Molecular Autism. So it's a published study done in rats, of course, which is where the majority of these studies are done. And there might be some real truth to this. Now, vitamin D in general, a deficiency causes all sorts of health-based issues, which is why we consider it really an essential for everybody's daily protocol. Really, really important. Most adults need about 4,000 IUs of vitamin D, greater than the 2,000 that's typically recommended. The only way to tell is to test your vitamin D. Ask your PCP for a 25 hydroxy vitamin D test, or you can run it right at with the stress hormones mood and metabolism test over at Equilife. So while I believe autism might be able to be helped by this, I do want to say that autism is a multifactorial based birth-based issue. And again, it can happen actually in the younger years as well. So I don't want people to think that autism is just a vitamin D issue, nor was I saying that. However, since it is multifactorial, vitamin D could be one of the issues along with gut issues, etc. So wanted to put that out there. Again, it's just one more reason to make sure that your vitamin D levels are optimized. Hopefully today's podcast was helpful. If it was, of course, please do feel free to share it with anybody else you believe it could serve. And of course, if there's any questions, let me know. Happy to answer those. And tomorrow, we'll be answering those community questions on our Cabral house calls. Have an amazing weekend. I will talk with you soon.